Hopefully you'll be able to follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com. We get to certain locations which are not internet friendly, and it doesn't really send the feed over to KSIRsports.com. But of course we are live on KSIR.com as the coaches are at home plate exchanging lineups. The Bay Diggers started off the season 0-3. And then won 2 games in the St. Mary's Classic in Colorado Springs, beating St. Mary's 8-6 and Colorado Springs Christian 14-10. And then on Monday, the Bay Diggers rallied from a 4-0 deficit and beat Jefferson Academy at home 9-6. And they rallied as Tyler Monday hit a grand slam and a 2-run shot by Kyle Rosenbrock. And the schedule gets going more next week when the Bay Diggers play on Tuesday on the road against the Indians of Yuma. That'll be a 3:30 start. And that will be on 1010 as well as KSIR.com. And then they will play at 4 o'clock coming up on Wednesday. And that'll be at home against Resurrection Christian. Alec Peterson will be the starting pitcher today for the Beat Diggers. By the way, coming up at 4 o'clock, radio only on B106, Fort Morgan Mustangs are just less than 2 miles away, taking on the Skyview Wolverines. So a couple of Morgan County teams in this area that are playing today. And the temperature could not be any better for baseball right now. We're talking in the low to mid-70s. It's a very light wind, so we should have quality conditions for baseball coming up this afternoon from Thornton High School. Now, Thornton has been the home of the state gymnastics championships for years, and they accommodate the crowd very well, and it's certainly fun to come out here for the state gymnastics championships, which I went to for many years while my daughter was in high school. All right, so momentarily we'll have the first pitch. But first, let's get to the Bee Digger starting lineup this afternoon from Thornton. Bee Digger starting lineup brought to you by Blowdorn Lumber. At Blowdorn Lumber, you can browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales flyer, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Doesn't matter if you're a contractor or painting your kitchen. At Blowdorn Lumber, you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Friendly placed, serious service at Blowdorn Lumber. All right, batting first for the Bee Diggers is going to be the pitcher, Alec Peterson, just a sophomore. Let's run you through the rest of the lineup for Brush this afternoon. The second hitter for the Bee Diggers is the catcher, Arnoldo Mantos Garcia. Shortstop Kyle Rosenbrock hits third. The DH is Ryan Hirschfeld. He bats fourth. Mitch Tormola at first hits fifth. The third baseman, Tyler Monday, bats sixth. Left fielder Grayson Simmons at seventh. Nico Guzman in center, bats eighth. And Mike Gutierrez, the second baseman, will be hitting ninth here for the Bee Diggers. And for the Thornton Trojans defensively, they made a couple of changes here that we're correcting on the fly. Over at first base, they will have Daniel Talavera. At second is Joey Pellich. The third baseman is Alex Schaefer. In between him at short is Darren Bartolo. Demario Orozco is in center. Devin Chacon is in center. Orozco is in left, Salem Frescas is in right. Janae Montoya behind the plate. And Juan Carlos Garcia is on the mound here for Thornton, wearing their home whites with the royal blue numerals and lettering. Opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. And this is one of the few good weather games the Bee Diggers have played this year because they had tough weather to deal with in Colorado Springs, and that comprised half of their schedule so far. Tuesday, the temperature was in the 40s against Jefferson Academy. And then we know it was overcast for those first 2 games of the Fort Morgan Spring Classic 4 weeks ago in Brush when they lost to Sterling and to Platte Valley. We'll be starting this game about 6 to 7 minutes tardy here on KSIR.com, but Alec Peterson will step in for the Beat Diggers. Righty against righty. And Peterson was 1 for 3 in the victory over Jefferson Academy on Tuesday. Once again, opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. And Juan Carlos Garcia to deliver the first pitch to Peterson. And the offering is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. We'll see what type of repertoire Garcia comes with against these Beat Digger hitters who caught fire with the 9 runs against Jefferson Academy. And the 1-0, and the fastball is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes, but they've been hitting the ball well lately. 14 runs against CSCS, 8 runs against St. Mary's. They were 2 hit by Woodland Park. That was a 4-1 setback, but since then they've won 3 in a row. The pitch swung on and popped foul and off to the right and out of play. Ball 2, strike 1. And they start this earlier because this is a field here at Thornton High School with no lights. They want to ensure that this game gets in case it gets extended. 2-1 to Peterson. The pitch that rides inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. To the Beat Digger pitcher. 3-1. Doesn't look like it's too much of a distance to hit one out here. Swung on and driven to right field, and to his right and coming in, the ball goes underneath the glove of Frescas. Peterson is around first, headed to second. He should make it easily into third, and he strides around second. He's into third. And we're going to get Peterson a single and an error on the right field of Frescas. That ball should have at least been stopped. So a single and a 2-base error, and a great start there for the Beat Diggers and Alec Peterson. And here's Arnoldo Maltos Garcia, the freshman, hitting for the right side. And the pitch is upstairs. Framed nicely by Montoya, but missed high, 1 ball, no strikes. So the Beat Diggers are picking up where they left off against Jefferson Academy. 1-0. Swung on grounded foul up the third base side just past the Thornton dugout. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East. Out of the stretch is Garcia with Peterson at third, a very short lead, nobody out in the first. The offering up and away with a heater. 2 balls and 1 strike. To Arnoldo Maltos Garcia. The stretch. Garcia delivers. Way outside. Goes all the way to the screen. Peterson's going to hold up, and that's because, boy, there's maybe about 10 to 12 feet, if even that, between the catcher and the backstop. I mean, the ball really has to get away. I think Peterson might have been able to score because he's got speed, but you don't want to chance it here in the first inning with nobody out. 3-1 to Arnoldo. The stretch and the offering. That's outside, and he walks on 5 pitches. Looked like he threw him a changeup there on the 3-1. Here comes Kyle Rosenbrock coming off that game against Jefferson Academy. He was only 1 for 3, but that 1 hit was a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 4th inning, which stretched out what was a 5-4 lead at the time, and it turned out to be a 9-6 victory. The stretch and the offering outside with a changeup. It's 1-0. And the Beat Diggers saw lots of changeups. In fact, they struggled for a couple of innings before they finally got to David Kohlberg, the Jefferson Academy starter, on Tuesday. The stretch and the 1-0. And that is taken for a strike. Another off-speed pitch, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. At third is Peterson. At first is Maltos Garcia. The stretch by Juan Carlos Garcia. The pitch. That is high. The runner goes. No throw to second. Easy stolen base. John Beltran back at Thornton High School. We'll see if we can hold this connection here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Grayson Simmons. The Beat Diggers lead 2-0. Kyle Rosenbrock struck out on a 3-2 pitch. Ryan Hirschfeld hit a fly ball to the center fielder. Devin Chaconi dropped the ball. 2 runs scored. Mitch Tormolin was hit by a pitch. Tyler Monday with a bloop single into right field, and now Grayson Simmons up there with 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the Bean Diggers leading 2-0, 1 out in the top of the first inning. Now, hopefully we won't have issues throughout the course of this game here on KSIR.com. Payoff pitch is up and away to the screen, and it's an RBI as Ryan Hirschfeld, now realizing that that's a bases-loaded walk and he will score. And the Bean Diggers lead 3-0 against the right-hander Juan Carlos Garcia, who's really struggled with his control. He's thrown 29 pitches, 18 of those for balls. Here's the 8th place hitter, Nico Guzman. He had a couple of hits, including the go-ahead RBI double against Jefferson Academy on Tuesday. Wind and pitch, swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. With the bases loaded, 1 out, 3 in for the Bean Diggers here in the top of the first inning. The offering upstairs, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Bean Diggers, knowing that they play on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, would like to shorten this game, and they've got the opportunity right now. That ball rides inside on the changeup. It's 2-1. 2-1 to the sophomore center fielder for Brush, Nico Guzman. Already in big air committed here by Thornton. 2-1 pitch, and that ball went behind him, and somehow Guzman got out of the way. That pitch was just riding inside, almost like a screwball. It's 3-1. B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in Fort Morgan can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better. B&B Appliance. 3-1 pitch, swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. Again, got to be very patient with that changeup, and just a little bit off key there. It's 3-2. Lots of work behind the plate there for Janae Montoya here in the first inning, considering 34 pitches have been thrown already by Juan Carlos Garcia, and there's only 1 down. This will be the 2nd straight hitter with a 3-2 count. Simmons just walked moments ago. The offering, swing and a miss on a changeup, and Guzman is the 2nd strikeout victim of the inning. And there's 2 down. That'll bring up Mike Gutierrez as the Bean Diggers will bat around here in the first. The sophomore second baseman hitting for the right side awaits the pitch, and that's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. To Mike Gutierrez. And the 1-0 offering that rides on the inside corner for a strike. Had lots of tail to that one. And the count is even at 1-1. Yeah, he's going almost exclusively now with a changeup. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up into center field. To his left is Chacon. He settles under it, and he makes the one-handed catch. And the inning is over. However, the Bean Diggers do score 3 runs in the frame, and they do it on 2 base hits. There were 2 errors, one by the right fielder, one by the center fielder. The bases were left loaded as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Keep in mind, for those listening on the Internet, this is an Internet-only game on KSIR.com, so we keep it right here. Rockies right now playing against the San Diego Padres, and that game on 10-10. That means we'll set you up with a starting lineup right now for the Thornton Trojans. Batting first is the left fielder, Demario Orozco. Juan Carlos Garcia, the pitcher, hits second. Daniel Talavera, the first baseman, bats third. The cleanup hitters, the third baseman, Alex Schaefer. Salem Frescas, the right fielder, hits fifth. Devin Chacon in center hits sixth. The shortstop is Darren Bartolo. He bats seventh. Joey Bellich, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Janae Montoya, the catcher, will be batting ninth. Now let's set up the Bean Diggers defensively. At first base for Brush is Mitch Tormolen. Mike Gutierrez at second. The third baseman is Tyler Monday. In between him at short is Kyle Rosenbrock. Around the outfield, all underclassmen. The sophomore Grayson Simmons in left. Fellow sophomore Nico Guzman in center. Junior Randy Baker in right. Arnoldo Matos Garcia, the freshman, behind the plate. And sophomore Alec Peterson on the hill. Should mention, got the word from Coach Moniz that Jesus Cardenas is out for a couple of weeks. He had an appendectomy this morning. So he will not be playing until sometime in mid to late April. So here we go with the Beat Diggers holding a 3-0 lead. Heading into the bottom of the first inning. Orozco, Garcia, and Talavera batting for the Trojans. And once again, just less than 2 miles away, coming up at 4 o'clock on B106, Fort Morgan Mustangs taking on the Skyview Wolverines as Fort Morgan tries to improve to 11-0. Peterson did start against Sterling in that 9-1 loss, but he pitched very effectively. The Beat Diggers just had trouble hitting the ball in that game. They scored just 1 run. So here we go with Orozco. Alec Peterson, to begin the bottom of the first inning, will operate out of the stretch. Gets a sign from Matos Garcia, and the offering, and the breaking ball is swung on and missed. Ball was diving down and away. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And the fastball is down and away. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stop, shop, and save with all of your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. The Brush Grocery Carts at 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. 1 ball, 1 strike. The sign is laid down. And the pitch. Swag and a miss on a fastball in the outer half. It's 1-2. Orozco taking his time and recomposing himself as he settles back into the box. Peterson from the stretch with the bases empty. The 1-2 offering. Breaking ball, check swing, foul off to the right. That's headed out of play. The count remains at 1-2. Just about 40 pitches thrown in the top of the first by Juan Carlos Garcia. However, it could have been much worse than 3-0. Beat Diggers at the bases loaded 1 out and did not score again. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter for Thornton in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball on the outside half, and there's 1 down. 1 down for the opposing pitcher Garcia, who registered 2 strikeouts in the opening frame, but he also issued a bases-loaded walk, and he hit a batter. Yeah, I'm not sure what the dimensions are here. Just from this vantage point, it looks like ball could fly out of here fairly easy, but you never know. I mean, without any numbers put up. Beat Diggers have hit a couple of fly balls. I thought Hirschfeld's fly ball to center, which was dropped, was hit a long way, but there was plenty of room for the catch. The pitch. Right there for a strike, outer half, thigh high, it's 0-1. Peterson gets the sign from the stretch. Step off. Friendly staff at High Plains Bank in Wiggins can assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account to receive hometown service in a higher plane. Visit High Plains Bank today. The breaking ball bounces to the screen. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mustangs a year ago were 6-6 and then won 12 in a row on their way to the championship game. Now they're 3-3. The offering swung on, driven into the left center field gap. That's going to be trouble. A long run for both Simmons and Guzman, and the ball's going to be tracked down by Guzman. It'll be a 1-out double for Juan Carlos Garcia. And the Trojans have a man in scoring position. That'll bring up the third place hitter, Daniel Talavera. A tall right-handed hitter for Thornton. The Trojans 2-4 going into this game. The Beat Diggers, as we just alluded to, 3-3. So both teams obviously have played the same number of games. Leading off of second is Garcia. The stretch looks back, and the offering. Swag and a miss. Looked like he threw him a changeup. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out and 1 on. We're in the bottom of the first inning here on KSIR.com with the Beat Diggers leading 3-0. And Peterson delivers. The breaking ball bounces in. Nice stop by Matos Garcia. The count is level at 1-1 strike. Peterson wants to work quickly. Towards the back at second, there's Gutierrez holding the base runner. And that is lined into right field for a base hit. Charging on the play is Randy Baker. Runner to third is Garcia. He'll hold right there. First and third. And already the tying run is at the plate. With only one out here in the bottom of the first. It is the right-handed hitting Alex Schaefer. Yeah, and both pitches thrown by Peterson that were hit were elevated. And Matos Garcia calling time as the Beat Diggers will be at double play depth. Peterson struck out the first hitter, but now back-to-back hits, a double and a single. Have the runners at the corners. In what is a 3-0 Brush lead, but the Trojans threatening to score in the bottom of the first. Short lead by Talavera, about a couple of steps of even that. Long pause the pitch. In the dirt, taking off is Talavera. Easy stolen base. So now two in scoring position.
Let's go.
Well, boy, I certainly hope this isn't going to be the long game that we could be looking at here. The stretch. And the offering. In the dirt again. 2-0. This game already 20 minutes old, and we're not out of the first inning. 2 balls and no strikes. Alex Schaefer awaits the pitch from Peterson, and here it is. Swing, and a miss took something off of that one. It's 2-1. Brush's local Napa and Hardware Hanks and Small Engine Repair Shop is Hometown Auto and Hardware at 1305 Edison Street in Brush. Big pitch coming up for Peterson. And the offering, and the breaking ball. Did he wave at it? He did. Boy, that was a quick call by the home plate umpire. I don't know if he really went that far, but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beat Diggers will certainly take that. Off of third is Garcia. At second is Talavera. And the pitch. Breaking ball is in the dirt. Nice stop again by Arnoldo. On deck is Salem Frescas. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the offering. The knuckleball is up and in, and he walks. And the bases are loaded for Frescas. Well, how about a little bouncer right back to the mound to end this thing and get it to the second inning? The Beat Digger scored 2 runs on a ball hit by Ryan Hirschfeld. He's credited with 1 RBI on that one because it was dropped by the center fielder. And Peterson steps off. Yeah, forget about the runner. Just get this hitter right now and see if you can minimize the damage. There's no damage so far. But the bases are loaded with 1 down in the bottom of the first inning. 3-0 Brush. Monday playing in at third, the stretch. And another step off. All right, Frescas back in the box. Laying down the sign is Matos Garcia, the stretch and the offering. And that one is in the dirt on that changeup. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, Peterson's thrown only 18 pitches. It seems like more, but his ratio not looking good. 10 strikes to 8 balls. He wants to improve upon that. He did strike out the first hitter of the bottom of the first, but 3 have reached a double, a single, and a walk. And the 1-0 pitch and the breaking ball. Did he wave at it? He did. And that thing was nowhere close to the strike zone. It was down and away in the dirt. And again, Arnoldo's blocked about 5 or 6 balls already here in the first inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. 3-0 Brush in the bottom of the first. On a very spring-like day in Thornton. The pitch squaring the bunt, and that one is in the dirt. He waved at it, but it goes to the screen, and scoring on the play for Thornton is Juan Carlos Garcia. It's going to be strike 2, but it goes as a wild pitch as well. And it's now 3-1. The other runners advance. So 2 in scoring position. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 3-1. Yeah, the scoreboard not in operation, so if the scoreboard is right, I am the scoreboard at this point. The stretch. And the 1-2 offering. And the breaking ball swung on and missed. Matos Garcia is going to have to throw to first. He does. Nice job of Peterson covering the plate in case the runner from third, Talavera, took off. The out is recorded. Second strike out of the inning. And there's 2 down. And the batter for Thornton will be Devin Chacon as Frescas just struck out. Chacon, the center fielder. The stretch. And the pitch. And the breaking ball, did he wave at that? He did. Took that half swing, but he went through the strike zone. It's 0-1. Well, Peterson is going to keep throwing that ball in the dirt if Matos Garcia can block it, and Thornton swings at it. The offering, low and away with a fastball. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch. And the pitch. And that knuckle is a strike. A nice knuckler on the inside corner. Like a knuckle curve there. It's 1-2. Well, that pitch is lethal if you can throw it often for a strike. 1-2 pitch. That bounces in. But again, blocked by Matos Garcia. It's 2-2. Two runners in scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on. It's a 2-run lead for Brush in the bottom of the first inning. Chacon waits on the pitch. Swung on and grounded right back to Peterson, and he will underhand to first, and the inning is over. Not a clean inning for the Beat Diggers, however, good enough to minimize the damage. For Thornton, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We'll head to the second inning as we keep it right here on the internet at KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers holding a 3-1 lead. Juan Carlos Garcia threw 22 of 38 pitches in the first inning for balls. So he certainly wants to correct that. His changeup was working pretty well as he struck out a couple of Beat Diggers. It worked well at times, but not the way he wanted to, which is why the Beat Diggers have this 2-run lead. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. And as a Level 3 Trauma Center, Colorado Plains Medical Center, which unfortunately I was at recently, is ready to handle any kind of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, bringing quality care to the community. The Beat Diggers in the top of the second will send up the top of the order. Peterson, Matos Garcia, and Rosenbrock against the right-hander, Juan Carlos Garcia. And during this 3-game winning streak, the Beat Diggers have averaged just over 10 runs a game. And certainly on pace to do so with the 3 runs they scored in the first inning. Brush will be in Yuma on Tuesday. That's a 3:30 first pitch against the Indians. That's a non-league game, as is the game on Wednesday, the first Patriot League game, and they play Wednesday at home against Resurrection Christian. They'll actually face Resurrection Christian twice this year. The first league game is a week from tomorrow at home. That's an 11 a.m. start against the Strasburg Indians. So Peterson to hit for Brush. Peterson began the game lacing a base hit to right field, and when it was misplayed by Frescas out there, he advanced to third. The Beat Diggers had 2 hits in the opening frame, as did Thornton. Peterson digs in, wind and pitch, and that changeup is in the dirt. One ball and no strikes to the Beat Digger pitcher. Wearing those high socks, the old time, although those are painted on now. And that is a strike on that tailing changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Montoya lays down the sign. And Peterson awaits the 1-1 pitch, and he takes it for a strike. Another changeup just above the belt. It's 1-2. Yeah, I think he might want that one back. He could have hit that one a long way. That thing was just hanging there. 1-2 to Peterson. Nearly hit him. He got out of the way of that one. 2-2. Lots of off-speed stuff thrown by Garcia. It's not going to blow you away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind pitch. Swing and a miss, and the ball out of the zone, well off the plate. And that's strikeout number 3 for Juan Carlos Garcia. 1 down in the top of the second inning. Arnoldo Matos Garcia was one of 2 walks issued by Juan Carlos Garcia in the first inning. Wind and offering. That's well outside. Another changeup. It's 1-0. And again, when you're an off-speed pitcher, you can extend yourself a little bit more. You can throw well over 100 pitches and really not be tired. 1-0 pitch. That one hangs up there, but it's a ball. Another off-speed delivery. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Matos Garcia, the big-digger catcher this afternoon. 3-1 brush, top of the second inning in Thornton against the Trojans. The offering. Swung on and popped foul and off to the right and out of play. Count is at 2-1. And after today, all the games for the remainder of the season will be radio and internet. That is only internet today because of the Rockies and Padres in the home opener at Coors going on right now on 10-10. Ball 2, strike 1, the offering. And that's outside with another changeup. It's 3-1. On deck is Kyle Rosenbrock. He's eager to hit after striking out at his first plate appearance. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, out in front. It's 3-2. Quite the line so far for Garcia. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and a hit batsman through an inning and a third. Payoff pitch. That is just a little bit high. That's a great eye by Matos Garcia. If that thing was a fraction lower, it might have rung him up. Instead, Rosenbrock will hit. Rosenbrock struck out on a 3-2 pitch 1 inning ago. The pitch, and he takes it for a strike at the letters. Another changeup, it's 0-1. Noto with about a 2-step lead at first. Let's see if he's going to take off. He's got plenty of speed. He'll stay. And that is a little bit high. That looked like the same spot as the previous pitch. And that's why Garcia's chuckling out there. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch and the offering. Low and away with the... Oh, that's a strike. Wow. 1-2. Well, that's a strike if Rosenbrock is a 4th grader, but I guess we'll keep it right here. 1-2. And the offering. And that is a little bit high. Count is level at 2-2. 1 out, 1 on. 3-1 brush over Thornton in the top of the second inning. Bigger lead for Montos. The pitch. He swings and grounds it right up the middle to the second baseman. Montos running the step on the back for 1. Throw to first is going to be late, as the play was made by Belich at second, stepping on the back just ahead of the sliding Montos on the fielder's choice, 4 unassisted, and there's 2 down. Well, placement is everything there, and that's exactly what happened. And I think, the inning is over. I guess there was interference on the throw back to first, so that'll be an automatic double play as I was putting the numbers in here. An automatic double play with the interference on Matos Garcia. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left as we head to the bottom of the second inning. And it's a 3-1 brush lead. Well, they had a hitter's interference yesterday in the Fort Morgan Skyview game that almost turned ugly. because they're supposed to be objective calls, but they can be subjective according to the ones that are affected by the call. So nonetheless, the inning is over on the interference by the base runner, Matos Garcia. So Peterson will face the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Darren Bartolo, Joe Belich, and Janae Montoya in the bottom of the second inning. Yeah, and the truth of the matter was is that ball was chopped towards the second baseman. There was no play at first. I mean, no play. However, the umpire can determine that if there was obstruction, the hitter can be called out, and that's what happened there. You don't have to travel out of town to receive the best and most advanced hearing health care. Visit Platte Valley Hearing Center, 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. We'll move to the second inning momentarily with Brush leading Thornton 3-1. Both teams have a couple of hits in the game. The P-Diggers left the bases loaded in the first. That was an opportunity to break this thing wide open even before Thornton got to hit. So they're still obviously in this game with plenty of baseball left. And batting from the right side is Darren Bartolo. And he will step in against Alec Peterson. Bartolo, the shortstop this afternoon for Thornton. The stretch. And the offering. And that ball is in the dirt all the way towards the backstop. On the off-speed pitch, it's 1-0. One ball and no strikes to Darren Bartolo. Peterson stretches. And the offering. And the curveball is fouled to the screen. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, not sure if the feed is working today with the KSIRsports.com. Doesn't look like we have much internet out here, but you can follow us pitch by pitch. KSIRsports.com. Knuckle curve is in there for a strike, a swinging strike. It's 1-2. Well, Peterson could be lethal. If he can really locate that pitch more consistently, that was unhittable. And if he put a bat on it, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. 1-2 to Bartolo. The offering. And that knuckle curve is down and away. Ball 2, strike 2 to the opening hitter of the bottom of the second inning, Darren Bartolo. It's Brush 3, Thornton 1. Right here on 1010, or on KSIR.com, excuse me. The pitch. Fastball is up and away. 3-2. To Bartolo, hitting with a very close stance for the right side. The pitch. Swung on and grounded on the right side. The second baseman to his left is Gutierrez. Throws to first for the out. 1 down in the second. That'll bring up Joey Belich. Belich, another right-handed hitter for Thornton. Looks like they feature an all right-handed hitting lineup with Montoya on deck. Again, Peterson operating out of the stretch with the bases empty. The offering. Fastball is very high. 1 ball, no strikes. Committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit is the gold standard in ag lending. Fastball right there, down the middle at the knees. And the count is even at 1-1 to Joey Belich. The stretch and the offering in the dirt. Took something off of that. It's 2-1. Yeah, Matos Garcia has been very busy behind the plate. He's handled quite a few balls in the dirt. In fact, the lone run scored on the only ball that got away. That was a wild pitch on a swing and a miss on a bunt attempt. The pitch and the knuckle curve is a strike. I think the P-Diggers got the benefit there. It's 2-2. That ball was tailing in towards the right-handed hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, the base is empty in the bottom of the second. Brush 3, Thornton 1. And the offering. Knuckle curve up and in. 3-1. Oh, it was a 3-2 count to the previous hitter and ended up as a ground ball to the second baseman, Gutierrez. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And Bellet strikes out. And there's 2 down for Chiney Montoya, the right-handed hitting catcher. The stretch and pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. The breaking ball down and away. 2-0. Montoya, the 9th place hitter in this lineup. Let's see if Peterson just grooves a fastball in there to get back in the count. Oh, he throws that bender. It's a strike. 2-1. With the bases empty and 2 down in the bottom of the second inning. Stretch and pitch. Another one of those benders. It's a strike, 2-2. Lots of action to that one as Montoya swung and missed. Well, it looks like Peterson now has command of that pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss and another curveball. And after falling behind 2-0, Peterson strikes out Montoya, strikes out the last 2 of the inning. We'll head to the third. Nothing doing in the bottom of the second. And the Beat Diggers are in the lead over Thornton by a score of 3-1. Right here on KSLR.com. Don't let finances stand in your way of pursuing your college education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. It'll get you on the right track and find out what options are available to help you. No matter what age you are at MCC, you can imagine your possibilities. Believe in yourself and achieve your goal. Morgan Community College. Beat Diggers will send up Ryan Hirschfeld, Mitch Tormolen, and Tyler Monday in this inning. Now Hirschfeld in the first inning hit that fly ball to the center fielder, Chacon, and he simply dropped the ball. So that scored as a sacrifice fly and an error because the run from third would have scored. But then a second run, and Matos Garcia scored on that same play. So just 1 RBI for Hirschfeld on that plate appearance. So 3-1 Beat Diggers. And the right-hander Juan Carlos Garcia, who thus far has thrown 54 pitches. He's thrown 30 of those for balls. I mean, he might have a lot left in the tank in terms of how many pitches he can throw, but if he doesn't get it in the strike zone more consistently, then we might see a pitching change earlier than anticipated, at least as far as Garcia is concerned. So Hirschfeld will step in against the Thornton right-hander. Look to the team in Valley View for rehab, short-term, or long-term care needs. 815 Fremont, or call them 867-8261. Valley View Villa. Montoya lays down the sign for the opening pitch of the third inning to the Beat Digger designated hitter Ryan Hirschfeld, and here it is. And he swings and pops it foul off to the right. The first baseman, Talavera, is going to run out of room. And it's 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. And that one towards the screen. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Ryan Hirschfeld. The wind and the 1-1 offering. And that rides inside with a change at the count of 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Hirschfeld. The wind and the pitch. And he swings and grounds it foul up the third base side. The count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Hirschfeld. And the wide and the 2-2 offering. And that ball rides inside, nearly hit him. Good job of getting out of the way by the beat digger D.H. Hirschfeld. It's 3-2. Yeah, Garcia more than likely by the time this inning's over is going to eclipse 70 pitches, at least, especially if Hirschfeld reaches. This is pitch number 60. And there's nobody out here in the third. The offering swung on line foul off to the right. And that's where you got to try to hit it the other way because that pitch was tailing away from the beat digger DH. 3 runs in the first for Brush. Thornton countered with 1. 3 balls and 2 strikes once again. The pitch swung on and popped up and foul off to the right. And the count remains at 3-2 to Ryan Hirschfeld. On deck is Mitch Tormolen, followed by Tyler Monday. Wind and offering. Swung on, drilled foul up the left side. That ball was hit extremely hard, but out in front. Oh, Hirschfeld can time this thing out. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Coming up to Hirschfeld, another 3-2. And here it is. And that's upstairs, and he walks on the changeup. And the beat diggers have the leadoff man on in the third. Let's see if Hirschfeld's going to run or he gets a courtesy runner. Oh, he'll stay in there. He had a hamstring issue earlier this year. Mitch Tormolen was hit by a pitch and was stranded in the opening frame. The stretch, 2-step lead for Hirschfeld, the pitch. And the changeup is a strike at the letters. It's 0-1. Again, if you're listening on the internet, this is the only coverage we have for today. Changeup in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rockies and Padres right now on 10-10, but the rest of the schedule will be on both 10-10 and KSIR.com because this was a very late addition to the schedule. Swung on, driven into deep left field, way back, and that's a 2-run bomb for Mitch Tormolen. And the Pete Diggers in the 3rd inning grab a 5-1 lead. No doubt about that. That was drilled. That'll bring up Tyler Monday, who delivered a grand slam, and I believe that was in his 2nd at-bat against Jefferson Academy. The changeup is on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Well, that's the danger of the off-speed pitch. Swung on lines to right center field for a base hit by Tyler Monday. And Monday, who had a bloop single in his first at-bat, is now 2 for 2. Now the Beat Diggers will send up Grayson Simmons. We'll have a visit to the hill. Juan Carlos Garcia getting hit hard here in this inning. He walked the opening hitter Hirschfeld on 8 pitches. Then Mitch Tormolen hit a 2-run bomb. And now Tyler Monday strokes a base hit into right center. And we'll see if Garcia is going to stay out there. Yeah, I don't think there was any activity in the bullpen. As Grayson Simmons, the left-handed hitting left fielder, gets ready to hit, and Garcia will remain on the hill for Thornton. 5-1 Pete Digger lead. 3 in the first, now 2 so far in the third, and looking for more. All right, so here we go. Monday with a short lead at first. The stretch and the offering. Swung on that. It's grounded sharply to second. Belich will turn to second. He'll throw for one, and the throw back to first will be late. And there's one down here in the top of the third inning. Hit very hard, but right at the second baseman. And that'll send up Nico Guzman, who struck out in his first at-bat. The stretch in the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. The count 0-1. And let's see, the P-Diggers have a lot of speed in the bottom half of this lineup. The bottom third, I should say. Lots of speed here with 7, 8, and 9. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. And the pitch. The changeup is right there for a strike at the knees. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the offering. And that is a strike on the changeup at the knees. Boy, right there. It was a borderline pitch, but Guzman has struck out for the second time. There's 2 down. There's Mike Gutierrez. Gutierrez popped the center to end the first. As he steps in. Step off, no throw. And Garcia's racked up a few strikeouts in this game, surprisingly, but he's got that changeup. The Beat Diggers have not commanded it yet. I mean, Mr. Mullen certainly did. Pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. And that one is a strike right there at the letters, 1-1. Now Garcia with 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. Issued in the game so far. The stretch in the offering. Way outside. Backhanded by Montoya. Ball 2, strike 1. 74 pitches thrown by Garcia. 37 strikes. 37 balls. 5-1 brush. 2 down, 1 on. Top of the third inning. Mike Gutierrez with a 2-1 count. Simmons leads off of first. The pitch outside. On the changeup, it's 3-1. And I'd say Montoya's doing a good job of framing it, but that was too much of a frame there. That was not going to be called a strike. 3-1, and Gutierrez awaits the offering. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground on the left side. This could be trouble, and that'll be a base hit as the ball was bobbled out there by Darren Bartolo. He really had no play to his right. The ball was hit so slowly. And for the Beat Diggers, first and second with 2 down. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Alec Peterson. The Beat Diggers now with 5 hits in the game. The pitch, up and in. Peterson was stepping out, but really didn't matter. It's a ball. Peterson has singled and struck out. He is 1 for 2. The offering. That changeup is a strike at the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, 2 on. It's a 4-run lead for the Beat Diggers in Thornton. 5-1. The pitch. And that rides on the inside corner. It's strike 2. Again, another off-speed pitch by Juan Carlos Garcia. And time is called. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count with Simmons at second and Gutierrez at first. Peterson settles back in. The pitch, up and in. Another changeup. It's ball 2, strike 2. Montoya lays down the sign. Swung on and fisted in the air into shallow center field. Chacon is coming. He dives. He can't get to the baseball. It's a base hit. Simmons is around third. He will score. Racing around third is Mikey Gutierrez, and he's going to score. It's a bloop double, a 2-run double there for Alec Peterson. All types of troubles. The 3 outfielders actually converged, and Brush now leads Thornton 7-1. You don't have to hit it hard. You just have to put it in the right spot. And that's exactly what Alec Peterson did. Here's Arnoldo Matos Garcia. 2 walks for him. And that, did it hit him? Nope, it just went off the glove of the catcher behind Matos Garcia. And on the wild pitch, advancing to third is Peterson. 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see if the freshman can extend the lead for Brush. The pitch, and he swings and fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Beat Diggers have scored after they scored 3 in the first. 7-1 in the third. The pitch, fouled. Straight back, it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 down, 1 on. The pitch in the dirt, and it gets away from Montoya to her right, but not far enough for Peterson to advance. Ball 2, strike 2. For the best prices and special offers on top quality car parts and accessories, visit Central Auto Parts, 1001 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Beat Digger catcher. Garcia operates out of the stretch with a man at third. The pitch, up and away with a changeup. It is 3-2. Well, let's see what Montos Garcia does here with a 3-2 with Rosenbrock waiting to hit next. And the offering, swung on, driven into deep left field. Going back is Orozco. He settles under it, makes the left-handed catch. He gave it a ride, and the inning is over. However, the Beat Diggers put together a 4-run frame. They get a 2-run homer from Mitch Tormolen. They had 4 hits, no errors, and a man left, 2.5 complete with the score. Brush 7, Thornton 1. We'll keep it right here on KSIR.com. No breaks today since this is internet only. And coming up here for Thornton in the bottom of the third inning, they will send up the top of the order Damario Orozco, Juan Carlos Garcia, and Daniel Talavera against the right-hander Alec Peterson. And now the Beat Diggers in the game have 6 hits, 7 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Beat Diggers. They left 4 on base, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base for the hometown Trojans. Well, it's going to be ideal here. Brush can win this game in 5 innings. With a 6-run lead, Peterson looks like he's got that breaking ball commanded at this point. You can shorten that, then you have all your pitchers pretty fresh coming up. Next week, of course, the Beat Diggers haven't played since Tuesday anyway. And you would assume that once they get to Saturday, that's when they'll go with their top guns. And Rosenbrock and Hirschfeld on the mound. Damario Orozco struck out against Peterson. We're pulling up a line here on the Beat Digger right-hander. And let's see if we can give you some numbers here coming up through 2 innings of play for Peterson. Peterson's thrown 45 pitches, 25 for strikes, 4 strikeouts, 2 hits, 1 walk. And here is Orozco to begin the bottom of the third inning, with the Beat Diggers holding a 7-1 lead. The stretch, with the bases empty, and the offering. He threw that one in the dirt. Must have slipped out of his hand there. 1 ball, no strikes. To Damario Orozco. Montos Garcia lays down the sign. And the 1-0. The breaking ball's right there. A lot of knuckle to that one. It's 1-1. Yeah, even if that pitch hangs a little bit, it's always moving in some sort of direction. Tough to hit. 1-1 offering. Swing and a miss through the heater right there at the letters. It's 1-2. To Orozco. Matos Garcia lays down the sign. And the pitch. Breaking ball is down and away. The count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. To leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Orozco for Thornton. Stretch. And the 2-2. Fastball is up and away. Ball 3, strike 2. To Damadio Orozco. Peterson gets the sign once again. 3-2 pitch. And the breaking ball bounces all the way to the screen. It's a walk. The second issued by Alec Peterson. And here's Juan Carlos Garcia, who doubled. And he later scored in the 1st inning, the only run that Thornton has scored in this game. Orozco with a short lead at first. It's not even a full step. There you go. About a step and a half. The pitch. The breaking ball is right over the middle of the plate for a strike. 0-1. The Bee Diggers are at double play depth. Thornton has turned to double play in this game, but unconventionally they needed a call there, an interference call to get the double play. And the pitch. And the breaking ball away, runner going to second to throw right there, the tag, and out to Orozco as Kyle Rosenbrock applies the tag on a bullet thrown by Arnoldo Matos Garcia, and there's one down. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Garcia, the stretch, with the bases empty. The pitch, oh, that knuckler is a strike. That thing was nasty. Just above the belt level, it's 1-2. The stretch by Peterson. And the offering. Swung on and tapped right in front of the plate, up the third base side. Matos Garcia picks it up, fires to first for the out. And there's 2 down. That'll bring up Daniel Talavera. Matos Garcia, he just popped out of there and made it very easy. Talavera singled in his first at bat. The stretch with 2 outs and the bases empty, and the pitch, and that curveball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers have a 2-run homer in this game from Mitch Stormolen. 1-0. That's a strike there with a breaking ball. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fort Morgan Mustangs getting underway less than 2 miles away from us on B106 against Skyview. The pitch. That knuckle is way outside, the knuckler. Ball 2, strike 1. To Talavera. And the pitch. Curveball down and away. 3-1. Peterson ready. 3-1 pitch. Outside with a fastball. It's a walk. That's the 3rd walk issued by Alec Peterson in the game. That'll bring up Alex Schaefer, who walked in his first plate appearance. The stretch. And the offering. And the knuckle is fouled. No balls and 1 strike. Schaefer waits the pitch. And here it is. And that is a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Nice pitch there by Peterson once again. No balls and 2 strikes to Alex Schaefer. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 1-2. 2 down and 1 on in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Brush leads Thornton 7-1. Matos Garcia lays down the sign. 2-step lead throw to first. Back and diving is Talavera. Let's see if Peterson just takes care of the hitter. That runner really doesn't matter with a 1-2 count. 1-2 pitch. Fastball is a strike, and that's the end of the inning. The throw to second won't matter with the runner going, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left, or one man left, I should say. We head to the fourth inning, and it's a 7-1 Brush lead. And the heart of the order coming up for the Beat Diggers and Kyle Rosenbrock, Ryan Hirschfeld, as well as Mitch Tormolen. You don't have to close on your house alone. Northern Colorado Title at 130 West Kiowa and Fort Morgan will provide you with a stress-free closing. That's Northern Colorado Title. The Beat Diggers scored 3 in the first and 4 in the third. And Juan Carlos Garcia will begin his fourth inning of work. He's already at 87 pitches. So this could be his final inning of work unless he can retire the Beat Diggers in short order. Of course, right now on 10-10, the Rockies taking on the San Diego Padres. So you can check that out if you're listening here on the web at KSIR.com. With Rosenbrock stepping in. He is 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out swinging and grounded into a fielder's choice. Of the Beat Diggers, 6 hits, 2 from Tyler Monday. Mitch Tormola with a 2-run homer. Of course, Alec Peterson began the game with a base hit to right field. He later scored, as did Matos Garcia on that fly ball hit by Hirschfeld that was dropped by the center fielder Devin Chacon. Beat Diggers then tallied another run on the bases loaded walk to Grayson Simmons in that first inning. So here is Rosenbrock. The sun has come out, disappeared, now it's back out. And Rosenbrock had a better at-bat in the second one, obviously, since he put the ball in play as opposed to the first one. Just got to be a little bit patient, obviously, with that changeup that's thrown by Juan Carlos Garcia. So the first pitch of the fourth inning to Kyle Rosenbrock is going to be taken for a ball all the way to the screen on the changeup, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And for those listening on KSIR.com, if you cannot follow it pitch by pitch, there are internet issues out here, but swung on and drilled to left field, and coming in and making the catch as that ball had tons of topspin is Damario Orozco. There's one down. Yeah, that ball descended quickly. 1 out for Ryan Hirschfeld. And Rosenbrock is now 0 for 3 in the game. Hirschfeld, no official at-bats. The sac fly in the first, and then he walked later on the pitch. And he takes the changeup down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Beat Diggers can score 1 more. That would be the 4th consecutive game they scored at least 8 runs. They had 8 against St. Mary's, 14 against Colorado Springs Christian, and that's taken for a strike right there on the outer half belt high with a changeup. The count is level at 1-1, and then 9 against Jefferson Academy. The pitch, way outside. Another changeup, ball 2, strike 1 to Ryan Hirschfeld. The Beat Digger DH this afternoon awaits a pitch upstairs. 3-1. 4 more runs for the Beat Diggers over the next 2 frames. As long as they hold Thornton scoreless, they can make this a 5-inning game. The pitch, that is a strike on a ball tailing towards the knees. On the inside corner, it's 3-2. 3-2 to Hirschfeld. Wind and pitch, and that is inside. He walks. Boy, lots of lateral action there, but Garcia's been in trouble today with a walk. That'll bring up Mitch Tormolen. He didn't walk him last time. Tormolen hit a 2-run homer. And it was no doubt about it. It was over the left field fence. The pitch, swing and a miss out in front of that one. On the outside corner, the count is at 0-1. Garcia has struck out 4, but he's walked 5. The offering. John Beltran back with you on KSLR.com. Lost you for a little bit, but the Beat Diggers have just taken a 9-1 lead on a 2-run double by Tyler Monday. As after Hirschfeld walked, so did Mitch Tormolen on a 3-2 pitch, and then Monday with his third hit of the game. As Monday is 3 for 3. And he's at second base as Grayson Simmons will step in for the Beat Diggers. 9 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They've left 4 on base, 1 run on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on base for Thornton. And we do have a pitching change as well. So we'll note that as Juan Carlos Garcia out of the game, at least on the mound. Alex Schaefer coming in from third base will pitch for Thornton, another right-hander. As Brush has scored 4 in the first, 3 in the third, and now 2 in the fourth. And Schaefer is going to bring some heat just based on the warm-up. Let's see if Garcia takes another position. Third base right now is unoccupied, and we'll find out momentarily who is going to be playing third base. Might be Darren Bartolo. Maybe Garcia moved to short. Yeah, it looks like Bartolo is now going to be the third baseman. And the pitcher, Garcia, is going to be at short. So those are the moves here for Thornton as they trail 9-1. 1 out here in the fourth inning. And the Beat Diggers looking to make this a very abbreviated game. And on their way to a 4-game winning streak before they have a few days off and take on Yuma on the road on Tuesday. That's going to be a tough one. Last year, Brush lost to Yuma 4-2. That was one of those 6 losses before they got on that 12-game winning streak. And that was even earlier in the season. So that looks like the changes are complete, with Garcia moving to short, Bartolo to third, and Alex Schaefer from third to first. As this inning will continue momentarily, with the Beat Diggers looking to build on this 8-run advantage. Stubbs Gas and Oil at I-76 and Highway 39 in Wiggins. Don't delay and get there to see why convenience is Stubbs' middle name, Stubbs Gas and Oil. Grayson Simmons was issued a bases-loaded walk. And then he hit into a fielder's choice, so he is 0 for 1. And this certainly will give Alec Peterson plenty of rest, not that he needs any. It's only thrown 3 innings, but hopefully give him some more cushion so Brush can win this game in abbreviated fashion. The lone left-handed hitter in either lineup, Grayson Simmons, will step in. With Tyler Monday at second, he certainly figured out that changeup thrown by Garcia had the looper in the first inning, but then a couple of hard-hit balls, a single and a double, and again, 3 base hits for Monday. So here is Simmons. Monday takes the lead off of second, the stretch. And the offering, and that fastball tails away for a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Got lots of room on the left side. The shortstop, Garcia, cheating towards the bag. The stretch, and the pitch. Fastball tails, strike 2. Wow. Oh, it must be an angle that I'm missing there. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 to Grayson Simmons. The pitch, swung on and driven and caught by the second baseman, Belich. Monday's going to be doubled up as Belich will run to the bag instead of throwing to Garcia, but either way, it completes the double play. And the inning is over. The Beat Diggers do get a 2-run double from Tyler Monday. And they grab a 9-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. And it it'll be Salem Frescas, Devin Chacon, and Darren Bartolo, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters against the right-hander Alec Peterson. Well, Simmons hit that hard, but to no avails. 9 runs on 7 hits for Brush. 1 run on 2 hits for Thornton. They've committed the game's only errors, 2 errors to be exact. Beat Diggers have stranded 4, and Thornton has stranded 3 through their 3 innings at the plate. Serving you the best coffees, lattes, and smoothies. Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to better serve you and ready to make your favorite specialty drink or offer a sweet treat. Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies, 921 Edison Street in Brush. And keeping community banking simple and committed to their community member FDIC equal housing lender. That, of course, is Morgan Federal Bank. Peterson so far in the game has thrown 62 pitches, 34 strikes, 28 balls. He did strike out Frescas in his first plate appearance, as Brush has scored in 3 of the first 4 innings. And I think I mentioned 4 in the first, but it was 3 in the first, 4 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. So that's the official tally inning by inning for the Beat Diggers. And here's Salem Frescas to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. Peterson out of the stretch. And the offering. Boy, that knuckler's a beauty for a strike. Down the middle thigh, high, it's 0-1. Gets the sign and the pitch. Swung on and lifted to right field. To his right is Randy Baker. He's under it, makes the 2-handed grab. There's 1 down. 1 down for Devin Chacon. Chacon in the game is grounded out right back to the mound. Matos Garcia lays down the sign and the pitch, and the knuckler is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is high. 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0.
Yeah.
That's taken for a strike. A lot of bend on that baby. It's 2-1. Hey, he's not afraid behind in the count to throw anything other than a fastball. 2-1 pitch. That is upstairs. Again with a knuckle curve. It's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to the center fielder, Devin Chacon. 1 out, nobody on in the 4th. 9-1 Brush. Fastball is high. Might have been a changeup, but it took something off it. Either way, it's a walk, regardless of the pitch. 1 on, 1 out for Darren Bartolo. Now the third baseman. He is 0 for 1. He grounded to the second baseman, Gutierrez, in his first at-bat. And a very short lead for Chacon. They know that Matos Garcia can throw the ball. He's already nailed a runner in this game. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, still not a very favorable ratio for Peterson. 37 strikes, 33 balls. That's one thing he wants to improve upon. And the 1-0 offering and the breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out, 1 on. The Beat Diggers lead by 8 in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch. Curveball is inside. 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Stretched by Peterson. Throw back to first. Back in standing is Chacon. Settling back in is Bartolo. And the pitch. Fastball is high. He's falling behind now. 3-1.
Let's go.
On deck is Joey Belich. Oh. Unless Peterson starts throwing strikes, they might mount a rally without hitting the ball. The 3-1. Swing, and messing the ball up, and it's 3-2. That's what you want. Challenge him. 3-2 to Darren Bartolo. Matos Garcia lays down the sign, the stretch. The pitch, and the breaking ball is inside. Second walk in as many hitters issued by Peterson. Chacon at second, Bartolo at first. Here's Joey Belich, who struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Now Peterson's only thrown 3 more strikes than he has balls, and that's due in part to what he's done here with the last couple of hitters. The stretch, and Peterson looks back. And a step off by Alec Peterson with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch swung on and hit slowly on the ground to third. Monday has it. He's going to throw to first in time. The runners advance, but there's 2 down in the 4th inning. And that was the right play. That ball was not hit hard enough for Monday to tag the runner going by or even step on the bag. So 2 down for Janae Montoya. She struck out swinging in her first plate appearance. A stretch. And the offering. Fastball is just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Matos Garcia lays down the sign and the pitch. Fastball outside again. Well, he fell behind Montoya 2-0 in her first at-bat, then threw 3 strikes in a row. That's what he's trying to do again. 2 offering. Right there for a strike. Took something off it. Just above the knees, it's 2-1. Matos Garcia again lays down the sign. The pitch swung on, hit slowly back to Peterson. Fields it to his right, throws to first. The inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left in scoring position. 4 complete. Right here on KSIR.com, and the Beat Diggers hold a 9-1 lead over Thornton. Now Brush is looking for the 2-run tally at the very minimum in the 5th inning, and then if they could hold them, that would be it. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Guzman, Gutierrez, and Peterson. So up to 3 sophomores here to get the rally started against the right-hander Alex Schaefer, who came into the game in the 4th inning in relief of Juan Carlos Garcia. And speaking of Garcia, the line is closed on him. And let's give you the numbers here momentarily on the starting pitcher for Thornton. As Garcia went 3 in the 3rd innings, he threw 95 pitches, allowed 7 runs, 6 earned, struck out 4, walked 5, and gave up 6 hits, including 3 hits to Tyler Monday and a 2-run homer by Mitch Tormolen. So Schaefer, once again, will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up momentarily, as the Beat Diggers did score in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th innings, held scoreless in the 2nd.
Get out of the way.
Let's see, that's looks like Jacob Adams now at second base there for Thornton. So a new second baseman. And we'll start the 5th here with Nico Guzman, the sophomore center fielder. Struck out a couple of times against the starting pitcher, Juan Carlos Garcia. Let the State Farm Insurance Office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 45-55. Wind and pitch. Fastball is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. To Nico Guzman. Here's the wind and the 1-0 offering. That fastball's right there for a strike. Thigh high, the count is level. At 1 ball and 1 strike. Brush 9, Thornton 1 as the sun begins to beam down here up the first base side and behind the plate and on the field. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off on the breaking ball. 1-2. In high school baseball, if you're the visiting team, you've got to be up by at least 10 runs after 5 innings to end the game that early. If not, you can apply the same rule in the 6th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball. And Guzman strikes out for the 3rd time. There's 1 down here in the 5th inning. And that'll bring up Mike Gutierrez, who's popped out and singled. He's 1 for 2. Gutierrez, the second baseman for Brush, waits the pitch, and that's down and away. Took something off it. It's 1-0. Once again, the Mustangs of Fort Morgan and the Skyview Wolverines playing less than 2 miles away on B106. That was a 4 o'clock start. 1-0, and the breaking ball is right there for a strike on the inner half. The looping breaking ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. To Mike Gutierrez. Schaefer gets the sign. And the 1-1 pitch. That's a strike at the knees. On a ball that was basket caught there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Montoya again lays down the sign with 1 out, nobody on in the 5th inning. Brush 9, Thornton 1. Here's the wind by Alex Schaefer and the offering way outside to the screen, in fact. And Schaefer throws very much over the top, no 3/4, a lot over the top here. 2-2. To Mike Gutierrez. The Bay Diggers have more runs than hits, 9 runs on 7 hits. And the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard is Ackley Building Center. They carry appliances. Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, and the bases are empty. In the top of the 5th inning with Brush leading Thornton 9-1 in Thornton. Montoya lays down the sign. And the pitch. And that is low. It looked like he went with a changeup there. Took a lot off of that pitch. And it's a walk issued by Alex Schaefer. That'll bring up Alec Peterson, who was singled, struck out, and doubled. So he is 2 for 3. And he's the man that needs to score here, of course, along with Gutierrez ahead of them for the Beat Diggers to grab a double-digit advantage. And I'm on. All right, no balls and 2 strikes as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Nico Guzman, the new pitcher. And using the same phone to update the web as well, so this could take a while. There's a called strike, bringing a fastball. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 1 down. And here is Juan Carlos Garcia. 1 down in the 5th. Brush leading Thornton 9-1 as we missed a couple of pitches. And let me tell you, Guzman can throw some heat. There's a fastball down the middle. They'll tie. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss to Garcia. It is 0-2.
Location now.
No balls and 2 strikes to the Thornton shortstop. 9-1 brush in the bottom of the 5th inning here on KSIR.com. And the offering, fastball is outside. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, the base is empty. 9-1 Bee Diggers. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on the fastball tailing in. There's 2 down. Two down for Daniel Talavera. He's 1 for 1. He singled and walked. And the offering, fastball is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. One and 0 to the first baseman as Guzman is bringing some major heat here. And the pitch, fastball is down and away. Mustangs had a check that the Bee Diggers, had a threat there in the 5th inning, but Maltos Garcia struck out, and that's how the frame ended. 2 balls, no strikes to Daniel Talavera. 2 out and the base is empty here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The wind by Guzman and the pitch swung on and fouled straight back. It is 2-1.
Hitter.
2-1 to Daniel Talavera. Here's the wind by Guzman and the 2-1 offering in the dirt. Great.
Now let's go.
3-1. Guzman has already struck out the first 2 hitters of this inning. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball at 3-2.
Oh, Nico.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Talavera. And here is the wind and the pitch. Swung on and grounded weakly up the third base side. Monday's going to charge. He'll field. He'll throw on the run. That'll be late. It'll be an infield hit for Daniel Talavera. That'll bring up Alex Schaefer. And that pitch is a fastball for a strike. It is 0-1 to Schaefer. Stretch and pitch. Fastball. He looked like he swung. He did. And it is 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Schaefer. 9-1 brush, bottom of the 5th inning over Thornton here in Thornton. Nico Guzman looking to strike out the side. The offering. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Nico Guzman faces 4 and strikes out 3. 9-1 Bee Diggers, and we'll have some silence right here before we go to the 6th inning. The Bee Diggers holding the 8-run advantage. Bee Diggers will have the heart of the order coming up in the 6th inning against Alex Schaefer leading 9-1. It'll be Kyle Rosenbrock, followed by Ryan Hirschfeld and Mitch Tormolen. And Brush has scored in 3 of the first 5 innings of this game this afternoon in Thornton, looking for their 4th consecutive victory. Alex Schaefer might have injured himself warming up here, so and I think he did hurt himself. So we'll keep it right here on KSIR.com, but we'll have an extended pause before we get to the sixth inning. And we'll continue with the Bee Diggers leading Thornton 9-1. So 9-1 Brush as we head to the sixth inning. And this is good. This is an internet-only game, considering some of the issues that we've had here with the signal. Apologize for all that, but the Bee Diggers looking to put this away in 6 innings after scoring 3 in the first, 4 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. And just about all that came from the starting pitcher against the starting pitcher, Juan Carlos Garcia. While Alec Peterson and Nico Guzman have done the job. Alec Peterson with 4 effective innings, and Nico struck out the side in the 5th. As Alex Schaefer now continuing his warm-up tosses. Might have just been that one pitch where he felt a twitch, and that can happen, and doesn't happen repeatedly after that. So it'll be Rosenbrock, Hirschfeld, and Mitch Tormolen, followed by Tyler Monday as the Bee Diggers hold the 8-run advantage. So here we go with Rosenbrock settling into the box. And we're in a different phone right now. Hopefully this will hold up. It looks like it is. As he bats against Alex Schaefer. Rosenbrock 0 for 3 in the game. Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss of the ball tailing in the zone. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Kyle Rosenbrock. The sophomore shortstop awaits the pitch in the dirt, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. 9-1 Brush over Thornton in the top of the 6th inning. Bee Diggers got off to a quick start with 3 in the first. Wind and offering. Swing and a miss out in front of that pitch. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Rosenbrock looking for a big swing and a base hit. He did hit a line drive that was caught in left field in his last at-bat. And that breaking ball to the screen. It's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Rosenbrock. Schaefer gets the sign from Montoya. And the offering. Swung on. That ball is driven foul off to the right. And he had to wait on that changeup, and he did enough at least to extend the at-bat. Remains at 2-2. On deck is Ryan Hirschfeld with the Bee Diggers leading Thornton 9-1 in the top of the 6th inning from Thornton. The wind and the pitch. Swung on line off the pitcher's glove towards the second baseman. Adam, shortstop, picks it up. Garcia. He'll have no play, and the Bee Diggers have the leadoff man on as Kyle Rosenbrock has a base hit. And he actually hit that ball off the end of the bat, but hit it hard enough that he's on the base pass. And here's Ryan Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld steps in. He hit that sacrifice fly that was dropped, so he was credited with an RBI in the first inning. Step off by Schaefer, no throw. In fact, Hirschfeld does not have an official at bat. Swung on line and caught by the first baseman, Talavera. He'll step on the bag and double up Rosenbrock, and that was hit extremely hard, and there's 2 down. You can't do anything about that. That's not a base running mistake. Just bad luck as Hirschfeld hit the ball as hard as any ball's been hit today. There's 2 down. Here's Mitch Tormolin. And the pitch. The changeup is a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the wind and offering. Changeup, a strike again. At the knees, it's 0-2. Tormolin was hit by a pitch, hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning and walked, so he is 1 for 1 in the game, but he's down in the count at 0-2. In the 6th inning with the Bee Diggers leading 9-1. Wind and offering in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Mitch Tormolin. Leather jackets, T-shirts, and more. Bijou T-Quest at 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan for all of your sports apparel. That's Bijou T-Quest. Wind and offering in the dirt again with a heater. It's 2-2. Well, it looks like the Bee Diggers are going to take this one to the final out unless they can rally for 2 runs here in terms of playing a full 7-inning game. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mitch Tormolin. And the pitch. That changeup is outside. Three and 2. On deck is Tyler Monday, who's got 3 hits in the game. Let's see what Tormolin gets here on a 3-2 pitch. Schaefer gets the sign and the offering. Swung on, driven into right field, and that one is way back there. Frescas towards the track, and he makes the catch as he was spun around, and the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and the bases were left empty, 5.5 complete. In Thornton, we'll take an extended pause here with the Bee Diggers leading on KSLR.com over the Trojans 9-1. So we'll be back with you here in 1 minute. A 1-minute break here on KSLR.com as Nico Guzman will take the mound here in the bottom of the 6th for Brush with the Bee Diggers leading Thornton 9-1. And he'll begin his 2nd inning of work, and again back with you here in about 30 seconds on the web with the Bee Diggers holding the 8-run lead. And Guzman did an excellent job striking out 3 against the heart of the order. Now he faces the 5, 6, and 7 hitters.
I won, actually.
It'll be Salem Frescas to step in here for Thornton as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bee Diggers lead the Thornton Trojans 9-1. Frescas is 0 for 2. He's out. And we'll have a very brief post-game show after this. And probably a post-game will start in the 7th inning at this point, where the Bee Diggers wrapping this thing up. 6 outs away. And if Guzman goes the rest of the way, that would be constituted as a save. his second inning of work. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. To Salem Frescas. Guzman kicks and fires in the dirt. The count is level at 1-1 There's the wind and the offering. Breaking ball fouled up the third base side. 1-2. One ball, two strikes to the right fielder for Thornton. With the Bee Diggers leading 9-1 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Matos Garcia lays down the sign and the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right. And that one is out of play as Tormolen gives chase. So it stays at 1-2 to Frescas. This game is closing in on the 2-hour mark. We started about 7 minutes tardy, and we're 2 minutes past the hour of 5 o'clock. Line in the pitch. Swing! And a miss and a breaking ball. Strikeout number 4 for Nico Guzman. There's one down in the sixth. And here is Devin Chacon, the center fielder. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. The pitch. The fastball rides inside. It's 1-0. One ball, no strikes. And the offering. Fastball is upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. 5 hitters so far faced by Guzman. 4 strikeouts and an infield single. The pitch. Down and away with a heater. It's 3-0. This is the 6th place hitter in the Thornton lineup. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, bases empty in the bottom of the 6th. And that fastball is a strike. Just below the letters, it's 3-1. Three and 1 to Devin Chacon. Kick and fire. Fastball is high and he walks. That'll bring up Darren Bartolo, the third baseman who's grounded out and walked. He is 0 for 1. Bee Diggers looking for their first double play of this game. Thornton's had 2, a line drive hit by Hirschfeld where Rosenbrock was doubled up, then the interference on a ball hit by Rosenbrock. The stretch with 1 out and 1 on. The pitch, fastball right there for a strike on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. Bartolo hitting with a close stance from the right side. And the offering. Fastball is up and away, and the count is level at 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 9-1 brush over Thornton in the bottom of the 6th inning. Guzman looks in. The offering. And the fastball is off the glove of Matos Garcia to the screen. And on the wild pitch, Chacon advances to second. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Darren Bartolo. Matos Garcia lays down the sign. And the offering. Swung on, line towards right field. To his left is Alec Peterson. He makes the catch. And runner back to second on a strong throw. And retreating to second is Chacon. There's 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. The stretch by Guzman. And the offering. And that is taken for a strike. I believe that's Adams now hitting in Belich's spot. Oh, that is Joey Bellich. He's just wearing a different uniform number than what we had. No balls, one strike. That was the first out recorded by Guzman. That wasn't a strikeout. The stretch by the sophomore right-hander. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. He's popping that glove. The count is level at 1-1. Bellich awaits the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball riding on the inside corner. It's 1-2. One ball, two strikes. With 2 down and 1 on. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bee Diggers with an 8-run lead in Thornton. Matos Garcia lays down the sign. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and foul back. It remains at 1-2 to Joey Bellich. Bellich, the 8th place hitter in the lineup. Maltos lays down the sign. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and foul back again. And the count remains at 1-2 with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nico Guzman struck out the side in the 5th. Now looking to register 2 more strikeouts in the 6th. Chacon off of second base with a sizable lead, but not a concern right now. And the offering swung on and lifted foul off to the right and out of play. And the count remains at 1-2. Well, Bellich is, as they say, battling. It'll be another 1-2 pitch coming up. To Joey Bellich, the second baseman for Thornton. A stretch. And a step off by Nico. This game at 2 hours and 2 minutes old in Thornton. Guzman stretches. And the offering. Swing! And a miss and a breaking ball, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left at second. We'll head to the 7th. We'll take a 1-minute pause. Rush 9, Thornton 1 on KSLR.com.
Wow. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. What is that? Probably should.
All right, we'll head to the 7th inning momentarily with Alex Schaefer. On the hill against Tyler Monday. Monday's at 3 for 3 in the game with a double and a couple of singles. Had a big 2-run double that extended this Brush lead to 9-1. Nine runs on 8 hits for Brush. 1 run on 3 hits for Thornton. Alex Schaefer will begin his final inning of work. The wind and the pitch to Monday. And the changeup is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Monday hitting with an open stance. Here's the wind and pitch. Change up is a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to the first hitter here at the top of the 7th. On deck is Grayson Simmons. Has 3 sophomores to follow here. The offering swung on and foul back on the looping curve, and the count remains at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Monday has 3 of the 8 hits the Bee Diggers have put together in this game. Montoya lays down the sign. And Monday awaits the 0-2. Assisted foul. Boy, that ball was riding inside on him, and he got a piece of it. The count stays at 0-2. And that certainly was a pitcher's pitch, but Monday spoiled it. No balls and 2 strikes. The offering, changeup called strike 3, and that was framed by Montoya on the outside corner, and there's 1 down. Grayson Simmons, the batter, he's walked, hit into a fielder's choice, and lined out to the second baseman. He's 0 for 2. Wind and offering. That changeup is a strike. Tailing away on the outside corner, it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. To Grayson Simmons with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning, and the Bee Diggers leading the Thornton Trojans 9-1. Wind and offering. Swung on and driven in the air towards left field. Out is the shortstop, Garcia, and he backhands it in short left field for the catch, and there's 2 down. Excellent play by Garcia as that ball was tailing away, and there's 2 down here for Nico Guzman.
Hold that left shoulder up.
Guzman, the game is 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, so this is his opportunity to just atone for those 3 at-bats, although he's been outstanding on the mound, striking out 5. Wind and pitch, and the changeup is a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. And Schaefer's pitched pretty well since coming into the game in the 5th inning for Juan Carlos Garcia. Wind and offering. That's right there for a strike. Bell tied 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. To Nico Guzman. There is the wind and the offering in the dirt. Bounces to the screen. Ball 1, strike 2. Mike Gutierrez is on deck. Bee Diggers have led for virtually the entire game after scoring 3 in the 1st inning. One ball, 2 strikes to the Bee Digger pitcher. And the pitch upstairs with a changeup, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. The Bee Diggers with a 9-1 lead over Thornton. They have led 9-1 since the 4th inning. Did not score in the 5th or 6th frames. Wind and pitch. Swung on and driven towards left center field. That's a base hit for Nico Guzman. And he waited beautifully on that hanging changeup. And with 2 down, Mike Gutierrez gets a chance to hit here in the 7th. Gutierrez has popped out, singled, and walked. So he is 1 for 2 in the game. Temperature begins to drop a little bit, but still very, very comfortable. Swung on, that ball's driven in the air into left center field. Going back is Chacon, still back, and he makes the catch shy of the track. And the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll take a 1-minute pause here on KSIR.com with the Bee Diggers leading the Thornton Trojans 9-1.
Guys, great. A left on York, and we're good for 2 minutes. Yeah. It's not I can walk once I get close enough, because I know the vicinity. Yeah. Skyview pitcher. Well, the Skyview pitcher threw 141 pitches. They only have 11 guys in the rush. There's not too many options when you have 11 players. And you know they're... Well, no, Bobby, I was just going to say that. They all have to be pitchers. That's it, or at least 80%. No. They yesterday they won 6-3 against Sterling. Well, they were up 3-0. No, 5-0. They won 5-0. Yeah. Well, their pitching they're nice at the top of the rotation. They're not as deep as Rush. Their pitching definitely not as deep, but the Mendes kid is. Yeah, 6-3 yesterday. Yeah. Peace, the one who threw against Rush. Yeah, big, strong right-hander.
Mitch Thornton will start the 7th inning on the mound for the Bee Diggers after 2 stellar innings by Nico Guzman, who struck out 5, allowed 1 hit, and walked 1. Alec Peterson, of course, is the pitcher of record. So Guzman back in center. In right is Randy Baker, Gutierrez at third, and Monday at first. Those are the changes here for the Bee Diggers as we head to the bottom of the 7th, and Janae Montoya about to hit for Thornton. Here's the wind by Tormolen and the pitch. Fastball in the outside corner for a strike. And the 0-1, up and in, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. And the offering, just outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Montoya has struck out and grounded out back to the mound. Swung on and missed on a fastball up and into the count is level at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the opening hitter here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the pitch swung on and grounded on the right side. Easy play, and the throw to first is made over there by Mike Gutierrez, and there's 1 down. Yeah, behind the plate is Peterson. Nope. Oh, that was Arnoldo Matos Garcia. Gutierrez now at third, so we had about 6 or 7 changes. So Matos Garcia makes the play. There's 1 down here in the 7th inning. There's Damario Orozco. Wind and pitch. Breaking ball fouled at the plate. It's 0-1. And the pitch swung on and lined towards right center field. That's a base hit for Orozco. A 1-out hit here in the 7th inning. Only the 4th hit of the game for Thornton. That'll bring up Juan Carlos Garcia, who had a double in the 1st inning. He scored the only run for the Trojans. The stretch and the offering. Right there with a fastball down the middle for a strike, thigh high, it's 0-1. No balls, one strike, one out, one on. 9-1 Brush here in the bottom of the 7th inning over Thornton. The stretch and the step off. Two-step lead at first. And the pitch in the dirt with a bender. It's 1-1. One ball, one strike. One out, one on. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Orozco. Settling back on the hill is Mitch Tormolin. Looking to close this out for the Bee Diggers, who would improve to 4-3, while check that Thornton would drop to 2-5. The pitch, it rides inside. Ball 2, strike 1. A stretch. And the offering. Swung on and grounded down the third baseline. It's fair. The throw to second by Gutierrez, 1. And that's a nice force play there. Throwing on to the second baseman, Maltos Garcia. There's 2 down. Two down for Daniel Talavera. Talavera has 2 of the 4 hits. He's singled twice and he's walked in between, so he has not been retired today. Swung on and fisted in the air in the infield. The shortstop, Rosenbrock, makes the catch, and the game is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. The Bee Diggers win the game, 9-1. We'll take a 30-second pause here on KSLR.com. We'll wrap it up momentarily. Welcome to the Bee Digger post-game show. Just a very brief post-game show here. It's all brought to you by Buildings by Design and Brush, taking pride in their workmanship and quality of their relationships with clients. For a free bid, call Pat Walter, 842-5837. Building today's business, Buildings by Design. The Bee Diggers win the game by a score of 9-1. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. 6 left on base for Brush. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors, 8 left on base for Thornton. The winning pitcher going 4 innings was Alec Peterson. The loss goes to Juan Carlos Garcia. Time of the game, 2 hours and 19 minutes. The Bee Diggers scored 3 runs in the first inning as 2 scored on a fly ball hit into center field by Ryan Hirschfeld. They would add another run on a bases-loaded walk to Grayson Simmons. Later on in the game, Mitch Tormolin with a 2-run homer, and Tyler Monday, who had 3 of the 9 hits, came up with a 2-run double. And the Bee Diggers essentially ran away from Thornton in this game as they improved to 4-3 on the year, and Thornton falls to 2-5. All right, Bee Diggers back in action. Radio and internet coming up on Tuesday in Yuma against the Indians. That game will start at 3:30 again on 1010, as well as right here, KSLR.com. The final score once again, the Bee Diggers 9, the Thornton Trojans 1 on KSLR.com.